There's a lot of really strange people out there. There's some guy named Nicky Knox who just wants your backing, which I think in reality is he just wants to make some money off of what he claims. I didn't pay much attention to the video, but first thing he said is, "I want your backing." I don't want your backing. I want you to make the decision. If you want somebody in your corner that is going to do what you say, I've already made a video for today, but I'm sorry, when I saw these other jerks making their plea to get your money, it just kind of pissed me off. I don't want your money. I want your vote. Is it possible to have a campaign without money? Well, November 2nd, next year, we'll see. Write me in. That's all I ask. There will be no pomp and circumstance in the Oval Office. There will be no pomp and circumstance in the inaugurational whatever. I'm not going to dance with the First Lady, who, by the way, is the absolutely finest woman that ever walked the face of the earth. And will remain as indifferent in the political structure of this nation as possible. She's my wife. She's not going to be a person who tries to make political decisions or tries to write policy or anything like that. She has absolutely no influence on what I say. She trusts my word 100%. And as far as I'm concerned, she's the finest female human being that ever walked the face of the earth. I've been married to her for 11 years. She has a son that's working on his PhD in health psychology at UTA. She was a good mother. She's backed her children to every degree. I did lose a son to drugs. That's why I'm so hard on drugs. I miss him every day. Other than his weakness, he was a fine person. And I loved him. And he was a good man. And he loved his children. But that's neither here nor there. I know some of you people are probably going, what is this guy doing? Making political speeches when he's drunk. I'm sorry. This is just the way I talk. Okay? I'm not drunk. I do not imbibe. I speak very carefully and very slowly because I want what I say to be understood. So, fine. You can go ahead and say, no, this guy running for president, he's a drunk. No. Sorry. I'm just a laid back person that has no specific agenda to address other than seeing to it that what you want gets carried out. I guess by the fact that you can tell that this is the middle of the night, I'm tired. But, you know, people running for president, they work around the clock. I can tell you one thing. You put me in the Oval Office, I'm not getting up any earlier than 10. I might work till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but I'm not getting up early, first light, to read the newspaper to see how I'm doing. Because personally, I don't care how I'm doing. I love this country. Beyond all reason and logic. And I believe in the construct of democracy beyond everything. This is a country that's run by the people, for the people. But you know what? You got to speak up. I don't care if you're Joe Six-Pack with your pickup truck parked in front of your trailer at OTS. You need to speak up. You need to tell us what you want. You have to tell us what is important to you. Do you not have health care? Trust me, I'm going to manage to allow health care for every human being in the United States, whether they're on Medicare or Medicaid or not. I'm not going to burden hospitals with, I'm not going to burden county hospitals with a bunch of unpayable bills. If you have a job, it can be a tiny amount of money you're going to pay every month, and you're going to have health care. And it's going to be 100 times better than any kind of government managed health care you could ever possibly imagine. Doctors don't need to make $300,000 or $400,000 a year. I'm sorry, they don't. If a doctor makes $100,000 a year, that's more than 90% of the people in America make. Okay? The last time I went to the doctor, it's funny. The last time I went to the doctor, there were 5 people working specifically on insurance claims. A doctor gets to spend 2 minutes with you because at the end of the day, he has to sit down and he has to write reports and he has to dictate crap for everybody that he saw, because that's the only way he's going to get paid. You pay a small, teeny tiny percentage. You want to call it government health care? I don't care what you want to call it. You can be on Blue Cross, you can be on Blue Shield, you can be on Cobra, you can be on whatever you want to be if you have the wherewithal to pay for that sort of thing, to give the doctors tons of money. But if you're Joe Blow and you work at Chief Auto Parts, man, they're out of business. If you work at some piddly little company that doesn't have health insurance, you pay a little tiny amount to the government. We'll set up an entire separate healthcare system other than Medicare, other than Medicaid, that you will be able to go to Baylor Healthcare. You'll be able to go to the Mayo Clinic and get the same kind of treatment that the Shah of Iran gets, despite the fact that he, God, that was back in the 70s. But the point is the dude went in for a bypass and I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Hey, that's the way it works. You run for president, you've got to talk to the people all the time. The Shah, from what I remember, donated like 2 or 3 different floors just to get his little bypass. Okay. Fine. You want to have some Shaw, you want to have some multi-billionaire come over and to Baylor Hospital and say, yeah, I want to dedicate an entire wing so I can get a liver transplant. Fine, give him his liver transplant, let him donate an entire wing. That wing is going to be for you. Those doctors are going to work for you. AMA, I'll take them on. I'll take them on. Insurance companies, I'll take them on. You want equal treatment for everybody on this planet. You want the same kind of treatment. If for some reason you need to be put in a single room at Baylor Hospital or at the Mayo Clinic, a single room with 24-hour nurses, it's going to happen because there is no reason why anybody in this country should do without proper medical care. And you know what? On top of that, I'm going to make sure that genetic research is accelerated to the point to where, come on, I saw a show the other night where a guy lost his thumb. No thumb. And they put cellular material from a pig's bladder on his thumb, and it grew back. Complete with thumbnail and everything. I know that we have the ability to take an organ from another person, break it down to its complete basic cellular matrix, put your genetic structure in it, and it becomes your liver, your lung, your heart. They put it in your body, and your body says, hey, look, it's my heart. You don't have to take cyclosporin for the rest of your life and worry about rejection and things like that. No. These techniques are available today. Genetic manipulation is available today. Let's get it into practice. Let's get these genetic manipulations into practice that shut down cancers, that make your body heal itself in a natural way. If you're a smoker, I'm not particularly concerned whether you get a new set of lungs or not. That's your problem. You're the one that damaged your own lungs. If you're a heavy drinker and your liver dies, sorry, nothing I can do about it. That's your problem. You got the money? Fine, pay for it. This David Crosby and the guy from Dallas that got priorities on their liver transplants, and everybody went, "Oh no, it's not fair because they were alcoholics and drug abusers, and they were famous and they got lots of money and they paid their way into a transplant." With the genetic structure, they can take your own liver out of your body and make it viable in a matter of hours and put it right back in. You don't have to wait for some poor kid to die on a bridge abutment in a motorcycle crash to give you his heart. We live in a generation of medical miracles. Yet again, we have so many drugs on the market that have so many side effects that they're so devastating to the human body that they have to spend 80% of their commercial telling you what it's going to do to kill you rather than cure you. Personally, I think that the drug companies need to rework their ethic programs. If it's not going to have more positive effects than negative effects, why are we approving it? You know what that means. Kickbacks, cash money. Not going to happen in my administration. I will take control of the AMA. I will take control of the FDA. And if their drugs don't have more positive effects than negative effects, they're not going to ever hit the market. Why do we keep listen to me very carefully? Cancer Incorporated. Remember those words. Chemo and radiation are an absolute joke. 90% of the people that go through chemo and radiation die anyway. And it shortens their life and it makes them physically miserable for whatever short time they have left. I know for a fact that with genetics, You can change all that. You can shut these cancer genes off. And I will see to it that that's what happens. But there's so much profit in Cancer Incorporated that they're not going to sit there and allow you to live when they can fill you up with devastatingly damaging chemicals and radiation treatments that would kill anybody in any other sense of the word. Oh, sorry, people. I'm tired. But you're my people. You matter to me. I will stay on the air. I will continue to filibuster until you people listen to me and are heard, and that your opinions make a difference. I love this country, and I love the people in it. Essentially, we're all good people. Essentially, we all have the same goal. We have families. We have desires for our children. We want them to go to school. Trust me, my next video will be on the education system. We want our kids to have a good education. We want our kids, come on. Are you going to be content that Japanese kids or Chinese kids are 10 times smarter than your own children that are trying to survive in today's economy? I mean, realistically, it's like I said before, if China devalues our dollar, we're going to have to start making our own damn TV sets. We're going to have to make our own computers, and we're going to have to be able to do it without paying people $25 an hour to put one little thing here and one little thing there and to push it down the line. Pay a person a decent wage. Give them, when you pay a person a decent wage and your government sees to it that you have everything else you need, health care being number one, then everything else is gravy. Don't you get it, people? Everything else is gravy. And you know what gravy is? Gravy is the ability to buy your kids that train set, to buy your kids that Xbox, to buy your kids that PS3 at Christmas, on Black Friday, or whatever nonsensical era of time that you think that's important to do. Get your education, get a decent job, manufacture products made in this country with some pride and efficiency. We're a TV made in this country. Jesus, call it the Americana. I don't care what you call it. Maytag, RCA, whatever. Don't make it in China. If they're going to devalue our currency, then they can sell their crap to somebody else. One or two videos down the line, I'm going to explain how we're going to become an isolationist neighbor to the world and how we are going to pretend that no one else exists. I'm not talking about Monrovia. I'm talking about we got enough people. Let's put a big shroud over the Statue of Liberty. Don't send us in any more poor, starving, huddled masses. We don't need any more. We got 270 million people in this country. That's more than enough. Pay attention to me, people. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a joke. I am going to be your next president. I'll look better in front of White House cameras. Trust me. I'm sitting in a recliner in front of a really cheap webcam, and I've got the flu. Oh, and I'm so tired because this country means so much to me, and I want to see it thrive again. Don't like my beard? I'll shave it off. Don't like my mustache? I'll shave it off. I'll cut my hair. Whatever you think is necessary. Jesus. I could show up in the Oval Office on the first day wearing a white powdered wig like George Washington. These things don't matter. I do have a beard. It's kind of gray though. You got to remember, I'm 57. I'm like that far from 60. I'm an honest man. I care about my country. I will bleed for my country. I will do whatever it takes to make my country great again. No Bilderbergs, no Republicans, no Democrats, no special interest groups, no lobbyists, no nothing. You put me in office, I promise I will make this country great again. Paul Knox. Write me in.